Salute, BookTube. Welcome to my channel. Thank you for being here. This is part 2 of my childhood books video series. If you're new here or you didn't see part 1, I'll link it in the description below. You can check it out if you'd like. In that part 1, I had mentioned that this initiative was begun by was begun and inspired by Paul, the accidental bookseller. He's got a great channel. You all should check him out. What makes Paul and his channel interesting is because I believe he is a bookseller. From the name of his channel, I believe he trades in books, and as a bookseller, he has to know what readers are buying in all kinds of genres, and that's reflected in his channel, where you get a conversation about all kinds of books and all kinds of genres. So do please check him out. I think the reason that Paul is doing this is he is building up to his big event in November, which is called Narnia November. I am prepared for Narnia November. I've got my Narnia collection box set right over here. I think that's probably my favorite cover. And as I mentioned in the first video, I've got them all. These are from my childhood. I must have had this box set. I've had it since I was 10 years old, and I'm 40 now, so that's maybe, what is that, 30 years. And as I mentioned, most of them are in good order except the first one. I wasn't even able to remember what the title of the first one was. Paul reminded me, some other commenters reminded me, it's the Magician's Nephew is what it's called. So I've got it. I'm ready for Narnia November. I think Paul will be hosting it. The only question I have is, do I read these? Do I want to read these? Because this is already in fragile condition. And those are in much better condition, but I'm worried because these have sentimental value. And if I read them and they get destroyed, I don't know, shall I read from here or shall I get new copies? I'm not sure, because also when you take this out and you read it and they might expand, they might not go back in the box. And as for the first one, the first book in the series, it's I don't even know if it's going to survive a reread. So we'll see. We still have till November. There's still a long time to think about this reading event. But if you are interested, you've been warned well in advance. The other thing I got from my part 1, the other comments I got, a couple of comments really, about why are all your childhood books in English? And as I've mentioned many times on this channel, and if you're new here, you might not know, but I am based in the Middle East, in the United Arab Emirates. So a lot of my books that I showed, most of what I read is in English. So people are asking, where are your Arabic books and where are your childhood Arabic books? Now I have much less. I have a lot of English, and you're going to see them now as we continue this tour of the shelf. But the reason why I don't have a lot of Arabic or have much more English compared to Arabic books is because a lot of the Arabic books I had have been donated by my parents, probably to other Arabic children in less fortunate circumstances than mine. I think that's the biggest reason why I don't have as many Arabic books preserved. The English books, you donate them to children, less fortunate children. In the Arab world, they might not be able to read it, but the Arabic ones, or their parents might not be able to read it to them, but the Arabic ones definitely is useful to these less fortunate kids. So that's the biggest reason why they are not here. That's not to say that I don't have any Arabic book. I have a few. So a few have survived. not many, a few, and most of them aren't. They're actually not. How do we say this? Um, they're not original Arabic books. They're mostly translations of the English. Um, there was one. Uh, okay, I found. Okay, I just adding it to the Arabic list. Um, so I'll give you an example. Again, these are very young childhood books. Part one, as I mentioned in the first video, is much more for very young infant, early readers. And as this series goes on, I hope it doesn't go on too long, but they'll get a bit higher level, I guess. Just to remind people, if somebody's new, my reading history, I have begun my reading career as a kid. I was reading, and I have a lot of books to prove it. Once I got into high school, middle school and high school, or secondary school for the British, I kind of stopped reading, and I got back to reading as an adult in my early 20s. Um, so you're gonna see a lot of books, and then it takes a sharp stop at, we can say, teenage years. The other thing is, you're going to see a lot of these aren't just my books. A lot of them that have been preserved from my childhood, a lot of them belong to my sister and my brother. And you'll see some of the books are more, I don't know how to say this, more female orientated. And this is a good example. And this is a good example of an Arabic one. This one right here it's a Ladybug book, which is, I think, a British publication. But this is the Arabic. I don't know if anybody can read the Arabic script, but from the picture, that's a carriage. I think that was transformed from a pumpkin. Can anybody guess? It translates into the Princess's Secret, but it's essentially Cinderella story. There's wonderful artwork in this Ladybug editions. The other thing you might notice is Arabic is written from right to left, as opposed to English, which is from left to right. So you open the book from the other way. But yeah, it's the story of Cinderella, her mean aunts, and she's forced to do menial labor. You get the prince and the shoe. But again, it's the Arabic text. So I don't know. Is this original? It's a. But okay, so. It says here, because I'm translating. This is what I was worried about with Arabic. I'd have to. So there's an author, there's an artist, and then there's a calligrapher, because the Arabic text, again, there's an art to it. Maybe I'll make a separate video, because I don't want this video to go too long, because I got a lot of books. The next one, this is much more of a technical one. It translates into noise or sounds. Sounds, I guess, is more noise or sounds. And yeah, this is what it's about. Different kinds of sounds. The sounds of drilling, the sounds of radio. Again, this is in Arabic, but singing. The lions roar. Again, singing like a choir. Just about sounds. This is another Arabic. This is a very European story translated into Arabic. Let's see if you can guess it. There's the. Maybe I shouldn't say. I said that this one is Cinderella. Should I keep it? Because she's definitely not Arabic. That's a very European look with the blonde hair. Shall I keep it? Let you guess in the comments which story this is. Let's just say. Shall I give you hints? I'll show you some photos. So there she is. It's a girl's name. Let's just say it's a very alpine setting. Did I give it away? Is it too easy? Yeah, and that's her grandfather. Pretty decent artwork here, which I think is original. So yeah, an alpine girl with blonde hair. I'll let you guess. I'll let you guess in the comments. If you want to guess the next one as well, it's the same thing. I don't know how to translate this actually in English, because I don't know what the English version of this is. This is much more. It's much more beginner Arabic. It's not as advanced as the other ones, but I don't know. He's some kind of shoemaker. I guess with his wife. It doesn't look very happy. Okay, they're poor. That's why she's unhappy. They're shoemakers and they're poor. But okay, there's two small people. I'll let you guess, but stay tuned in the comments. I don't wanna. It was fun. The game was fun. Maybe to. But I don't know. I don't even know what the translation of this is in English. I don't know the English version of this, so we'll keep the game for this one. You guess this one. For this one, I'll translate it here. It translates into the two kind dwarfs or the two generous dwarfs. What is that in English? Because Cinderella wasn't just translated as Cinderella. It was called the Secret Princess is what it's translated into. So I don't know what this is. This one I'll let you guess. I'll give you one more hint. Alpine blonde girl, I think in Alpine is Switzerland, I guess. In the Alps. Starts with an H. I'll leave it there. And then here's another one. I think this one belongs to my sister just from the subject matter, but it's another Arabic book. I don't know if this is a translation of the English, but it's it's called the Mermaid. It just translates to the Mermaid. Again, you see that in Arabic and quite risque. Because I was looking at this previously. Again, you've got the Arabic text on pictures, but I was looking at the some of the artwork here. Oh, there you go. Bit risque for some frontal nudity for conservative Middle East. I don't know. Is anybody interested in Arabic texts? Maybe one day I'll make a video about it, but yeah. So this one translates, but is it translated? No, it says the author is Adil al-Ghabban. So it looks like an original work. And then somebody also asked, you have it in Arabic or any other languages? The one example, I don't know why we have it, but it's French. French children book. Why we have French, I don't know, but it's the Three Little Pigs, I think is what it translates into. Les Trois Petits Cochons. So yeah, that was an example of some other language, mostly the Arabic books that I have. But again, as I mentioned before, I don't have that many Arabic because the majority of the Arabic was donated. Once my sister and my brother and I grew up, so that's the reason why it's a bit low, because the rest is going to be in English. And I wish I had some more original Arabic works. Maybe I can find some and show you, but for now, this is what I have. And the English one stayed because there was nobody to donate them to. Um, but yeah, let's continue because I have a lot of these ladybugs and I want to get past the small infant books. We'll do these really quickly. We have Beauty and the Beast. Read it yourself, Hansel and Gretel. Their bread house, gingerbread house, was it? Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. These are classics. I don't know how. Sheila McCullough, The Magic Dust. Magic dust. It sounds like a. It sounds like an illegal drug. Magic dust. The Enormous Turnip. The Duck's Playground. Oh, it's badly damaged. Really old. This isn't really old. Sleeping Beauty. So you can see some of them might be my sisters. Some are the Tinderbox. So some are, I don't know, more masculine, more feminine, if such a thing is, exists or is important in reading at least. This one is called Dick Whittington. Sorry, this one's called Tinderbox. The Tinderbox. Is this the Pied Piper story? I'm not sure. This one is called We Have Fun. I think this is very, yeah, this is very, very preliminary. Here is Peter, and here is Jane. Here is Pat the dog. Very simple. The House That Jack Built. Bunnikin's Picnic Party. The Wizard of Oz. This one would probably be mine because A, it's non-fiction, and B, it has to do, I think, with swimming, which is something I really enjoyed. I was a pretty good swimmer when I was younger. I never pursued it, but I'm still a pretty good swimmer. You don't forget once you learn as a child. But this is called water safety. I don't know. This one is again very, very young, and again really falling apart. It's called Colors, but it's very, very delicate. So yeah, self-explanatory. This one, Space. This one, The Computer, how it works. Look at how computers used to look like. So I must have purchased this in the 80s or early 90s. Are we gonna get any light? Look at that. I think there's another book about computers that's coming up now. This one's about the telephone. Computers, telephones, this kind of stuff. Oh wow, look at that picture. I don't know who that is, but somebody important using a telephone. Wow, this is, yeah. Anyway, all about the telephone. We can keep going, but I'm looking at these and I'm reading them. So excuse me if I keep looking down and I'm reading and I forget that I'm filming, but just keep going a little bit. Again, this Little Monsters for young children. Shapes on Wheels, again, for very young readers. I think now with those ladybugs out of the way, well, they're not all ladybugs, but they're that similar style. We can go into some, I don't know how to do this. Here we're getting into a bit, I guess, higher level. I think this one is my sister's. This one is called The Mad Hacker. Um, Susan Brown and Anne Stevenson. The next one, this is mine. I've got two copies of it actually. This is my childhood book, the actual copy, and I've shown this before on this channel. William Golding's Lord of the Flies. Look at that, a well-read, well-loved book. I recently found a better copy, like a newer, fresher copy, or a. So this is recent. This isn't a childhood book, but I can't reread this, but I'm keeping it for sentimental value. It's a great cover, I think. But this I can read. I can use as a reading copy. We spoke about there was a computer books. This is another one, a bit more. Well, I don't know if this is more advanced. It's a bit more recent. It's Bits and Chips: How Computers Work by Neil Ardley. This one's a bit more personal computer. That one was really old. The first one we saw, but I guess this was my attempt of my parents trying to get me into more sciencey kinds of subjects. I never got into it as much as I should. It was always more of a literature, I don't know what you say, liberal arts kind of person. Anyway, this next book is by Giles Brandreth. It's called Jukebox. It's an interesting cover. I don't know what this is about. Everything you've always wanted to know about jokes. Okay. Oh, joke. Did I say jukebox? It's jokebox. Excuse me. These are just some randoms. How to spell The Boy in the Moon. Then we get into Roald Dahl. I've got Danny, Champion of the World. This copy, it's like a naked hardcover, naked hardback. Well, interestingly, this is in my sister's name. But I remember reading this. And I also remember this, James and the Giant Peach. Really need to go back into a Roald Dahl reading. Just go back and read his works, because it's been a while. This is again another example of, I think, my parents trying to get me into science and mathematics. This is by Betsy Duffy, the Math Whiz. And then there's all these are they're called the series called A Young Puffin. It's Penguin Puffin book. This one is called Rat Saturday. This is called Gwenda and the Animals. Tessa Doll. Is she related to Roald Dahl? I don't know. This one is Mr. Majeka and the Dinner Lady. It's by Humphrey Carpenter. It's got some spaghetti there. Mr. Majeka and the Haunted Hotel. Okay, this must be a series. This Mr. Majeka. Class 1 on the Move. This one is Jeffrey's Joke Machine. So I got a bunch of them from the series, but it'll be interesting to go back to. What level is this? Maybe. Okay, it's got my name on it. I remember this, the Joke Machine one. It says G1. Is that grade 1? First grade? Really? It's pretty impressive, I think, for first grade. But anyway, we'll keep going. This one I remember. So, because this is definitely my book. Yeah, it's got my name on it. This is non-fiction, so it's got my name on it. This is by Scholar Anderson, and it's called A Plunder of Pirates. There's a subtitle that says Amazing Facts, Amazing Fun. So yeah, this is non-fiction, all about pirates, with a lot of nice art. Let's see if we can find another nice. Yeah, some more. And then, yeah, he has another book. This author called Land Ahoy: The Story of Christopher Columbus, and he's also got the Puffin Book of Royal London. Um, this is also Puffin, but this is more of their like history line, more of their nonfiction for kids who like their nonfiction. And I like nonfiction from the very beginning. And for those of you who are new to my channel, I still to this day read mostly nonfiction, mostly history. So this is the proof in the pudding right here that from the beginning I was a nonfiction reader. But yeah, yeah. Uh, this is, I think, a very popular book. Yeah, it's from Apple Classics by Kenneth Grahame, The Wind and the Willows. I think this is very popular. Uh, this is back to those young puffins. This is by Alison Uttley. It's called Little Red Fox. Very nice art. I think this is from my younger brother, this next book. Because he was younger than us. Me and my sister are the same age. He's a bit younger. So it's like a double book. How to Handle Your Brother. And then if you flip it over, it's How to Handle Your Sister. We can go. I'm going to cut this off at 30 minutes. So let's just keep going until then. This is called Captain Daylight and the Big Holdup by David Mostyn. I guess it's a story of it's a story I remember. Story of a robber, a burglar, but a burglar who's a highwayman. But it's a comedy. He's nobody takes him seriously. He's just a joke. Anyway, this next one is The Classroom Pet by Grace Macarone. The illustrator is Betsy Lewin, First Grade Friends. This is probably my soccer game. Same series. This one is called Too Many Puppies. And then this is My First Nursery Rhymes. This is very for toddlers, really. Shall we go on? We got a couple of minutes. I wanted to show. Well, we started with that Arabic version of Cinderella. This is a English Cinderella, but I guess this is for my sister. It must be for my sister. Well, I think boys also like the Cinderella story. Oh, same series, Little Red Riding Hood. And then the last book here is called The Frog Prince, but this is continued. So this must be a part 2. Story by John Shijeka. Paintings by Steve Johnson. Yeah, it's under my sister's name. Kind of thing she would like, sort of fantasy fairy tale kind of thing. But yeah, we are at 20, almost 29 minutes. I think I will pause this now. It looks like there's going to be at least a part 3. Yeah, there's definitely going to be a part 3 because there's one more shelf. I'm going to try to finish that one with one more video in the near future. Will there be a part 4? I don't know, but and will it take 30 minutes? I don't know, but I'm gonna cut this one off now at 30 minutes. Thank you so much if you've made it this far, and if you're finding this interesting, please do check out Paul the Accidental Bookseller's channel. Check out, I'll link, his video is made of 2 parts. I'll also link my part 1 if you want to watch it. But do definitely watch Paul, subscribe to Paul, to the Accidental Bookseller. He's a good guy and a good channel. So, Yeah, I'll wrap this up. Thank you very much, BookTube. Salute.